Hello everyone, here we are again for another exciting episode of Bad Dad by David Walliams. Now then, if you remember, we left it last time when Frank had decided that he was going to ask the two ladies if they would help him break Dad out of prison. This particular episode is called Master Plan.
"I'm a vicar,"
exclaimed the vicar.
"And I'm a librarian,"
exclaimed the librarian. We can't be... I think the phrase is busting your father out of prison. Please listen to me, said Frank. The words tumbled out as Frank told the two ladies the whole story. How Dad had borrowed money from the evil Mr. Big, and how the debt had spiralled, how his father had been tricked into taking part in the robbery, how Dad had kept quiet in the trial to save his son from being hurt by Big's henchmen, fingers and thumbs. The boy finished up by saying, "The judge was wrong. My dad is not a bad dad. He's a good man who did a bad thing. He did it to save me from getting hurt. Dad doesn't deserve to be in prison. We need to help him escape." The two ladies looked at each other in silence. It was Reverend Judith who spoke first.
"A great wrong has been done to your father, no doubt about it. I wish we could do something to right that wrong."
"But with respect, Judith, two wrongs don't make a right," said Flip. The lady then turned to Frank. "I'm sorry, but you're asking us to take part in something very wrong. I promise you, those 10 years will pass before you know it." This made Frank mightily angry. 10 years? 10 years? I will be 21 in 10 years, an old man. Frank stood up, knocking his chair over. "And you know what, Auntie Flip? I hate quiche and poetry. I want my dad back. And if you won't help me, then I'll do it all by myself." And Frank ran out of the dining room and up the stairs to his bedroom.
"Frankie!"
called Flip after him. Frank slammed the door and lay down in his little pink bed, his legs dangling off the end. He could hear that the two ladies were talking downstairs. Frank picked up an empty glass on the bedside table. He slid off the bed and put his ear to the glass and the glass on the floor so he could listen to what they were saying.
"Those two henchmen have been terrorizing people all over town," said Judith. "They need to be stopped. They even stole the gold communion goblet from the church."
"Dreadful.
I came face to face with them in court. A truly nasty pair. It's not fair that the boy's father is paying the price for their misdeeds."
You forgot. He did drive the getaway car. There's no escaping that. Gilbert committed a serious crime."
"But he only did it to protect his son."
"It's such a mess. But if my nephew did try to escape from prison, he would be captured and sent straight back and get a longer sentence."
"We have to do something."
"If only there was some way of putting all that money back." Ping! Frank's brain lit up with an idea. That was exactly what he could do to help his father. Put the money back in the bank. How could Dad be guilty if no money was missing? Trembling with excitement, Frank wonkily wrote down his master plan. And here it is. master plan. 1. Break in to Mr. Big's country house. 2. Steal £500,000 out of Mr. Big's safe. 3. Break into the bank. 4. Put £500,000 in the bank's vault. It was simple, but brilliant. There was just one tiny problem. The boy had absolutely no idea how he could put any of this plan into action. All Frank knew was that it would be impossible to do it alone. He needed a grown-up to help him. But who? There was one person that Frank knew who could give him some advice. His friendly local newsagent. Ping! "Oh, my favourite customer!" exclaimed Raj on seeing the boy. The newsagent had tried to be his usual jolly self, but there was a sadness in his eyes. The man was sweeping up shards of broken glass from the floor. Someone had smashed in the front window of his shop. "Are you all right, Raj? What's happened?" Raj picked up a brick from the counter. "This came through the window in the middle of the night. It came with a note attached. Look." It read, "We demand £200 a week, or next time the brick will hit you." "Fingers and thumbs," said Frank. "Well, of course it is. They need to be stopped. I know, but I don't know where I'm going to find the money." "I'm sorry, I don't have any today." "Well, that's all right, young man. I know times are hard with your father in prison." Raj put a comforting arm around the boy. "Please help yourself to anything in the shop, for free." "Free?" "Yes, anything you like." "Wow, thanks, Raj." Up to a value of 8 pence. "Oh." The boy couldn't help hide his disappointment. He picked up the smallest chocolate bar he could see. "Well, that's 10p, young man." "Oh." "Pass it to me, please," said Raj, gesturing with his hand. The boy did what he was told. Raj then unwrapped the bar, took a bite off the end, and passed it back. "That's a 2p bite. There you go. We're even now." "Thanks, Raj." Frank was too hungry to worry about Raj's gob gloop all over the bar, and happily demolished it in a few seconds. "My dad isn't really the bad guy in all of this, you know." "Oh, I'm sure he is a good man, your father. Fingers and thumbs made him do it." "Well, that makes sense. But they are free to threaten everyone in town while your poor father sits in jail." "I can't bear it." "You can imagine. Have a free penny chew." "Thanks, Raj," replied Frank, popping a raspberry fizz in his pocket for later. Dad got caught up in this really bad debt that spiraled out of control. He was only trying to help me. Now I need to help him. All I need to do is steal the £500,000 from the men who stole it in the first place and put it back in the bank. Raj pondered on this. "I suppose if nothing was stolen, then the judge might let your father out of prison." "That's what I'm hoping." "But how on earth are you going to steal the money and put it back in the bank?" The boy looked down to the floor. "I have absolutely no idea." "Oh, I'm sorry, I have no idea either." "The only person I know who could help me do all of this is my dad." "Well, you could always wait 10 years until he was let out of prison and do it then." Frank looked at the newsagent. Surely nobody was that daft. There would be no point, Raj. He would have already served his time. Oh, yes, silly me. He slapped himself on the face. To get my dad out of prison, I have to get him out of prison. That's like a riddle, but yes, you're right. The problem is your dad was sent to the most high security jail in the country. In 100 years, no one has ever escaped from Wrongfoot prison. No? Wrongfoot is where they put all the naughtiest criminals. Oh, it's not fair, exclaimed the boy. My dad doesn't deserve to be in there. I hate not being with him. Now I have to live with his aunt, Auntie Flip. Raj suddenly remembered something. I had an Auntie Flip in here this morning. She wanted to know if I sold goose. Goose? She said she needed one for a quiche. Oh, no. That'll be for my dinner. I told her she might be able to catch one down by the ponds. She'd never been into my shop before. Then how did you know it was her? Well, she looks exactly like your father. Well, older, of course, and a lady, but I could immediately see the resemblance. The same sticky out ears that you have, no offence. None taken, lied the boy. I have asked her if she and your father were related, and she explained who she was. To my eyes, they could be twins. Well, Frank thought about it. They've both got little eyes and sticky out ears, and both got a wobbly tummy, and very small hands and dainty feet. Do you think so? I'll put some glasses on him, and he would be her double. His eyes widened, and he started to see his plan unfold in his mind. Raj, you are a genius. Am I? Yes! Frank was so happy he wanted to dance. He grabbed hold of Raj and gave him a big kiss on his balding head. Thank you, thank you, thank you, he said. What did I do? I'm sorry, Raj. It's a secret for now. The boy skipped off down the street. All he had to do now was persuade Auntie Flip to swap places with his dad in prison. How hard could that be? Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Until next time. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Will Auntie Flip become Frank's dad in disguise? I wonder. Anyway, you take care. Thanks for listening, and bye-bye for now.